it's been on the radar for at least in the last 2 years, and they're on the radar again. And who always in the center of this is always going to be Caitlin Clark. She does numbers, whether it's shooting lights out or the players just attacking her. But this is this is one of those things that went viral over the weekend. Whoops. I got it muted. Hold on. Unmute. Oh man. Watch it again. Wow. MC, any thoughts on it? I got a second video queued up though, but initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts are it's a hard foul, and one of her teammates, if not her, should have handled it. This is why you have enforcers on your team. It was a hard foul. It was an unnecessary foul. It was a flagrant foul. I believe that's how they call it.
You think I'm not saying this, chat, so don't come for me. But do you think Caitlin flopped a little bit on that? Because I heard a person talk about Caitlin flopping like she's LeBron. Do you think she flopped on that? I could replay the video if you want me to.
Dude, the number of people who flop in professional basketball is astounding to me. I would argue that some people have mastered flopping, and I think that as a form of protection, because there are people in the league that are gunning for her, she might have flopped a little bit. She might have sold it. She thought she probably sold it.
She definitely sold it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, so I don't know the player that came over there, but Caitlin did get hit in the eye. It appears that she got hit in the eye. And then I don't know why the chick that hit her in the eye was walking up on her though. Like I think most people are going to have that reaction. I think that's a legit reaction that I think most players would have, because you just hit me in my eye and then you walking up on me. No, that's a pushback. Now, the other chick that comes in and pushes Caitlin, or I don't know, it's hard to tell if she was like a hard push or not, because Caitlin did go flying. And I know Caitlin's been putting on some mass, but it's weird that she went flying that far though. But that chick is way bigger than her though, so that makes sense to me. But yeah, it's crazy that that they went in and did that to Caitlin Clark. Like, bitch, she know who she is. She's making sure y'all get way more money, and she just came back from a hamstring injury. Like, some of these people, the WNBA, they are like they're just beyond cooked though, because for a league that just doesn't get it and they will never get it, they've had enough time to understand, like, okay, we had a full season. We was making that bread with Caitlin. Let's keep the gravy train going. I'm not saying you got to play, off of her, give her the Jordan rules, but it better be damn near close, because you're breaking door records when Caitlin walks up in your building. You're not doing that with anybody else. Not Angel Reese, not Asia Wilson, not Sabrina Spizniski, whatever her last name is. You're not doing that with nobody else. You're only doing that. Not even Paige Buchers is doing that. You're only doing that with Caitlin Clark. That is the golden goose. So, but here's my second video if you got one more thing to chime in.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna jump in after the second vid.
All right, and this is actually my bad. I queued up the wrong video. Tom, okay, there we go. I just found out that Sophie actually there was a video that went viral where there was a woman kicking. I didn't realize it was Sophie Cunningham. That's wild to me.
Yeah, she's like a black belt in like 2 different martial arts.
Yeah.
Here's my thing, right? So Michael Jordan was the golden goose for the NBA at one point, right? Do you remember what he had to go through to take down? I'm a Pistons fan, so I remember this quite well. The Jordan rules. Do you remember that? The Jordan rules?
MC, real quick, I don't think our audience know who Sophie Cunningham is, so I'm going to pull up her IG real quick.
Yeah, I bet you do want to pull up her IG.
Look, all I'm saying is I want the audience to know who Sophie Cunningham is. If we're going to put some respect on the WNBA, we got to start putting some respect on it. There's nothing wrong with looking at Sophie Cunningham. Also, her jersey just sold out too.
Like I said, this is the most feminine the WNBA has ever been, and they don't know how to handle it. You got all these women who are, for lack of a better term, not butch, So it's attracting the attention of men. So viewership is bound to go up.
Also,
But
we're chat. Where you at on this? I know our numbers keep going up and down, but come on, chat. I'm giving y'all some eye candy over here.
this is where I realize me and you have different definitions. Like I think we can both agree that she's attractive, but
Wait, what?
we, we
What you
both we,
saying?
we both agree that there's attraction here. But I need a little bit more meat on them bones, me
Oh
personally. But
man, this guy.
I'm not saying be obese or overweight, but that's a good one right there. That's a good one right there.
That's probably one of our best
That's the one right there. We both agree that she's an attractive lady, though.
This guy MC.
Just give me about
Anyway,
5 more pounds and I'm good. But anyway, Jordan rules. The Jordan rules, the Pistons put the rules in every time he touches the ball, put him on the ground. Right?
yeah.
So that happened. Jordan went through his process. That summer when the Pistons knocked him out of the playoffs, he came back 20 pounds extra muscle. He adjusted, he got stronger, he got better. So Caitlin, you on the clock. You need to do the same thing. They keep talking about they want to be paid like NBA players, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to go through the same hurts and pains as everybody else. The league is going to eventually clean up some of these flagrant fouls and these calls. But Caitlin, hit the gym, girl. Bulk up a little bit.
Well,
You're gonna be taking these hits because they got it for you. They know that you the one.
yeah, I think Caitlin has been hitting the gym actually. I've seen a picture of her where she looks like she's been, hitting the weights, but it's hard to beat again. I mean, Sophie, I think Sophie built for this life though, but I think Caitlin's just trying to catch up to this because I think Caitlin's still trying to be the good guy in a lot of
She
this
is.
because Caitlin doesn't realize, or maybe she does realize, but maybe she just can't say it publicly though. A lot of these players are just going to keep coming for her. They're going to keep hitting her. So I'm glad to see Sophie because the reason that when Caitlin had that first hit, which is crazy though, because the person that pushed her, she didn't even get a flagrant. It was a common foul, and then they upgraded it to a flagrant foul like a couple of days later. And I think that's probably because of the backlash and everything, of course. But in some cases, they have rescinded flagrant fouls because I don't think the WNBA knows how to give, or they don't know how to do proper reffing, and they don't know how to do their, what's a flagrant foul, what's a common foul. It's crazy that Caitlin gets knocked to the ground, and even though, like I said, if you want to say Caitlin should get a flagrant for pushing the chick, fine, whatever. I mean, I think that was a reaction that most people are going to have. But when that chick came in, that chick should have been ejected. There's no reason. Actually, that should have been the first brawl, and then you could have a second brawl too. So it's crazy that that chick was able to walk, but Sophie showed up. Sophie remembered because Sophie wasn't on the court when it went down. Sophie was trying to get on the court when it went down, and Sophie was like, and the crazy thing is they were getting blown out. So I'm not saying Sophie had to rough her up though, but Sophie sent a message. So we team Sophie. I mean, I don't want to say that because that's going to look a little different. But I might actually watch a Fever game though. I mean, I've been watching. I mean, I know who Sophie was a while ago though, but now that Sophie's definitely back on the radar though, I might actually tune in and watch a Fever game.
Yeah, and I have to call out, and I get there's elements of race in this, right? There's elements of race in
No,
a
it's
lot
all
of
white
different
people. What are you
areas of
talking about?
sports.
There's
No,
no
no,
race.
there's elements of race here. I'm telling you, there's elements of race here. But what I'm here to tell you is, nobody can deny that Caitlin Clark is talented. If you say she can't hoop, you don't know basketball and you're not paying attention.
Oh yeah, they
I
just
want,
hated.
yeah, yeah. There's literally some people they're trying to push this Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark thing, and they're doing it strictly based on race. If you want to do it, if you want to make it a basketball rivalry, cool. But I think right now the elements of race, because a lot of Caitlin Clark's fans don't know basketball too. I just got into an argument with somebody at work earlier this week who claimed to be a Caitlin Clark fan, was caping very hard for, and I just asked one simple question. I said, "Where she play basketball in college?" This lady got mad at me and blocked me. Like, these are the type. Some of these Clark fans are coming with that type of energy. Some appreciate her skills. Some are there because representation matters, and it does. It
Yeah.
really does. If you see somebody that looks like you want to see them do well. That's just statistically proven. All I'm saying is, regardless of where you stand on Caitlin Clark, what you can't deny is she's making you money and she's making people talk about your sport. You cannot deny that. So if you do get more money next year, like they say that they're going to push for, a lot of that you got to thank Caitlin Clark. She brought in all these
Yeah.
fans.
Well, they got the TV contract coming in though, so that's definitely they're guaranteed the money. It'll be interesting when the what do you call it, the players agreement? What is it called?
Yeah, the collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, the CBA. Once the CBA comes up, that'll be interesting though, because there have been talks that they actually might sit out a season. I'm like, or they might hold out. I'm like, are y'all stupid?
Hey, pull up that comment real quick, TR. Let's talk about that one.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Every Fever game I've watched this year, the refs are so one-sided, it's sickening. I can't totally disagree with that, but how was that any different from the NBA? You've seen LeBron get some BS calls, right?
Well, I'll say this. So, and thanks for the comment. I don't want to butcher your name, but I'll say this much though. When it comes to
overzealous, it's pronounced overzealous.
When it comes to the ref and Caitlin Clark, they're letting Caitlin Clark getting bashed around. Most of the time when Caitlin Clark's been put to the floor, that was just a common foul. So we've seen that one with Angel Reese and everything. Like, these are just common fouls. So honestly though, you know what I think it is? Somebody brought this up too. I saw, maybe it was Jason Whitlock, but there might be a conversation about, do we have like another NBA scandal of refs fixing games? Who was that dude in the NBA that fixed the game?
That was I think his name was Tim Donaghy.
Yeah, Donaghy. We might have that conversation though, or people don't want to have that conversation yet though, because it's weird that if you need Caitlin Clark to score over under points or something, I mean, the best way to do it is, rough Caitlin Clark up, and if the refs aren't calling anything, that's how you fix Vegas. But I know people are going to feel some type of way that it probably couldn't be the case though. But we can't, just because they're women doesn't mean we can't just put that out there though. Like, women do diabolical things. Women will go to the clinic multiple times and say they love kids. Like, I don't want to hear anything that women don't do. I mean, women are capable of doing some of the craziest thing. I know that was a bit of a stretch though, but I had to prove my point there that women
more times than the plate at Thanksgiving.
Right.
Hey, overzealous, I got a question for you, because I don't totally disagree with you. But my question for you is, how does that differ than Tom Brady or Peyton Manning getting protections? I mean, we got the Tuck rule. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady always was in the official's ear, like Brett. And we could argue that there was some favoritism there. These leagues protect their superstars. There are politics involved in professional sports. Would you agree with that? Would y'all in the chat agree with that? Let us know.
Well, he's saying one-sided. I hope I'm not speaking for him though, but I thought they're one-sided against Caitlin. So maybe that's what he's referring to.
Oh, that's a good point. Are you saying one-sided for Caitlin or one-sided against? Because that changes the argument.
Yeah, because Caitlin's not getting those calls like people think they are. So I mean, again, he's been watching the games. I have not been watching the games. I've just been seeing the clips though, and listening to commentary from other folks though. But if Caitlin is, I see Caitlin on the ground a lot, and they say that person did not get a flagrant foul or even get ejected. I don't think anybody's been ejected related to a hard foul on Caitlin Clark, and she has been getting a lot of hard fouls though. And so you would think with the WNBA and especially the commissioner, they would be like, I'm not saying they gotta just go easy on Caitlin Clark, but I mean, come on, if somebody knocks her down, that's got to be a conversation about going against CC. Overzealous.
So yeah, overzealous to say they're being tough on CC. They're not giving her those calls.
Yeah, exactly. See, yeah.
So I'm 50-50 on that. Not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna argue with you on that one. You might be right.
Hey, he's been watching the games though, so
yeah.
I gotta start watching some of the games though, because they've been. The highlights have been really good though, but again, it's going to be a fever game if anything, if I do watch. So, but yeah, just Sophie Cunningham, and I think Sophie. Remind me, is she the one that in that lawsuit?
With the Mercury, yeah, that's her.
Yeah, that actually went away too. So, but I mean, I don't want. I shouldn't have brought that up though. But
all I gotta say is if I get it. if she throwing it at you, I get it. I completely understand.
That is true too. But yeah, hey, we'll. If you guys like this, we'll probably do some more WNBA content. So, all right, we got one more topic on here, and